Hey guys, welcome back to Kindergarten Ready. We're going to talk about what journal writing is going to look for you guys now that you're at home and you're not at school, okay? At school you had journals that were 3-ring binders and they had all your paper all nice and neat and in your cubbies, in my classroom at least. And now you're at home and you might not have those things. I know I sent home in my packet, there's some journal paper copied front and back, so you guys will have plenty to write on. But if your teacher did not send that, don't panic, not a big deal. Just use plain paper if you want to. You can draw the lines on it yourself. You can do this with a plain sheet of paper and all is well. So don't panic. Use exactly what you have at home, okay? Use spiral notebook, whatever you've got, okay? So we're gonna go over, first we're gonna talk about drawing a picture for our journal, okay? We always talk about details in our picture. The more you show, the more is not left to the imagination for your audience to guess what you're thinking, okay? Because remember, we talk about I can't see inside your mind, right? I can't see your brain, so you're gonna have to show me. So I'm gonna write a sentence about I like to swing. When I was a little girl, I loved to swing. So I drew a picture of me on a swing set. Okay, and I'm gonna ask you something. Do I have a lot of details in this picture? Not really. But what about this one? I drew my favorite color was pink, so I put on a pink shirt and blue jeans and blue tennis shoes. I drew the clouds in the sky and a sunshine and a tree and the grass. I drew myself a head and arms and hands, eyes, nose, mouth, hair, all that good stuff. So I want lots of details, okay, whenever you're writing your sentences and your pictures. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about how to write a sentence in your journal. Now, we've been doing this since August, so we've got a little bit of practice, but we are going to do it a little bit different now. I have an awesome poster up there, and we're going to show you a little bit of it. We're going to talk about, does your sentence have swag? Swag is like ultimate coolness, okay? It's steps that you need to look at for each part of your sentence to make sure that it has all the things that it needs so other people can read it, okay? So does it start with a capital? Okay, so that's the S in swag. Does your sentence start with a capital? The only place that there should be capitals other than the first letter in a sentence is if there's a name like Jill, or your best friend Eleanor, or your best friend Amanda, or your mom. You can just put her name in there. Or if you want to talk about going to Walmart, Walmart is a place with a proper name, so you're going to put that with a capital letter. Months of the year, days of the week, all of those things need a capital at the very beginning of the word. But the rest of the word is going to be lowercase, okay? Be mindful of where you put your letters. Your tall letters need to be tall. Your small letters need to be small. And those fall letters need to fall, okay? The next thing is that we're going to make sure it's written neatly, okay? This sentence says, my hat is red. And it's hard to read this one because the Y's floating, the M is craziness. There's capitals where they don't belong. Letters are backwards. There's no finger spaces. So which one of those is easier to read? 1 or 2? 1. Much easier to read. Okay, the next thing is you're going to make sure that there's a space between words. Use your handy dandy finger space, and you're going to put a finger space after every word you write, okay? And what goes at the end of every sentence? Some form of given punctuation. So if you're just telling someone something like I like to swing, you're just going to use a period. The dot at the very end that tells you when to stop, okay? If you were asking a question, would you like to swing? That would be a question mark. If you are super excited or you're yelling, then you're going to have an exclamation point, okay? But for my sentence, I just want to tell you guys that I like to swing. So which one would I use? Do you know? You're right. It's the period, okay? So let's go ahead and get started on our sentence. Okay, and I want to write, I like to swing. That's my first sentence. So we got to start with a capital, right? So I'm going to write a capital I. top to bottom, left to right, left to right. Okay, I've made my I. And then you got to do your handy dandy finger space. Like. Oh, like is a popcorn word. L-I-K-E. Like, like, like. I-K-E. Okay, and now my tall letters are tall. My small letters are small. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to go to I like, finger space, to. That's also one of my popcorn words. T-O-2. I like to, finger space. Now, I don't know if I've got enough room up here, so where would I go next? You guys know? Yep, I'm going to go right down here to the next one. Swing. What's the first sound you hear in swing? Ing. Oh, that is one of our blends, our glued sounds up here. So I am going to write I-N-G. And then let's see if I've got swag. It starts with a capital. It's written neatly. There's a finger space between each word. Oh, I forgot given punctuation. I like to swing. Okay, it's not a question, and I'm super excited. I'm just telling you I like to swing, so I'm going to put a period. Okay? Now make sure when you write on the lines that you are going to use your little cues, okay? The line at the top, and there's even a little picture on the paper I sent home. This is the skyline. Those tall letters need to touch the skyline, okay? The airplane line is the dotted line. Remember? The airplane, remember when the jets leave the cloud of smoke behind them? Remember that. That can be even your jet line, but we call it the airplane line. The line at the bottom that all your letters rest on is called the grass line. And any letter that falls down here is going to fall into the worm line, okay? So I want you to remember those things. If you are having no trouble writing one sentence, then challenge yourself. I want you to try to write two. Tell me more. So this sentence says, I like to swing. So now I'm going to tell me more. I'm going to say, swinging is fun. Okay, so I need to do a finger space. This is a new sentence, so I've got to write another capital. And right there's how I spell swing, so I can just look right there. Swing. Now let's clap that out. Swinging. Okay, the first chunk is swing, but the second chunk is ing. And it is our glued sound once again. I-N-G. So we've got swinging, finger space. Oh, I'm out of room. All the way to the left is, let's sound that out. Tap it out. Is. Finger space. Fun. Let's tap that word out. F-a-n. Fun. So what's the first sound we heard? F. F-a. F-U. F-a-n. N. Now, I'm not yelling, and I'm not super, super excited, so I'm just going to do a period for that one too, okay? So that is all we're going to work on today for our journal, so we'll see you next time at Kindergarten Ready.